Canada's study permit refusal rate has risen to its highest level in over a decade, with nearly two-thirds of applicants refused by the IRCC so far this year. Government figures obtained by the PI show 62% of applicants were refused a study permit from January to July this year, with record high volumes, raising urgent questions about transparency and application readiness, said ApplyBoard. Despite a decade of relatively stable approval ratings hovering around 60%, rates have plummeted to 38% so far this year, down from 48% in 2024 following the implementation of Canada's study permit caps. It's clear that Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, is applying far greater scrutiny to new applications, Jonathan Sherman, Vice President of Sales and Partnership at BorderPass told the PI, pointing to a fundamental shift in government processing. Indian students, who comprise 40% of Canada's international student population, have been hardest hit by soaring refusals, with 4 out of 5 Indian students receiving rejections in Q2 2025, according to BorderPass. Stakeholders have pointed to a glimmer of hope in overall approval ratings rising modestly this spring, though without a dramatic shift, Canada will only reach 1/5 of the government's international student target for the year, Sherman warned. With institutions bracing for severe declines, ApplyBoard analysis has found the most common reason for rejection in 2024 was the perception by IRCC officers that students wouldn't leave Canada after their studies, cited in over 75% of cases. While reviewers at IRCC understand that some future students hope to gain work experience in Canada after graduation, the extensive use of this reason last year suggests that many are perceived as having permanent residency as their primary purpose, instead of study, stated the report. Financial concerns drove 3 of the top 5 refusal reasons, after Canada more than doubled its proof of funds requirements from $10,000 in 2023 to $20,635 in 2024. Specifically, in 53% of cases, IRCC officers said they were unconvinced that applicants would leave Canada based on financial assets, alongside doubts about insufficient resources for tuition and living expenses. While new policy caps played a role, our full-year data points to recurring applicant challenges, particularly around financial readiness and immigration intent that are preventable with the right guidance and documentation, said ApplyBoard. The report highlighted the continuing decline of unspecified reasons for refusal, following IRCC adding officer decision notes to visa refusal letters last month, which was welcomed as a much-needed step in improving transparency. Other reasons for refusal include the purpose of visit being inconsistent with a temporary stay and having no significant family ties outside Canada. The data comes amid a major immigration crackdown in Canada, with temporary resident targets included in the latest immigration levels plan for the first time, which aims to reduce temporary resident volumes to 5% of the population by the end of 2027, a year later than the previous government's target. Approval rates are also below average for other temporary resident categories, but none so drastically as study permits, with just under half of all visitor visas approved so far this year, compared to a 10-year average of 64%. After more than 18 months of federal policy turbulence, changing eligibility rules have likely contributed to the rise in study permit rejection rates. Pressure to reduce IRCC backlogs and reach ambitious government targets could also be playing a role, according to immigration lawyers speaking to the Toronto Star. As of July 31, over 40% of Canada's immigration inventory was in backlog, including 56% of visitor visas, 46% of work visas and 23% of study visas, according to official data. Following a swath of new IRCC officer hires, Sherman said he expected to see improvements in consistency, though processing backlogs may get worse before they get better, he warned. Amid the challenges, educators and advisors are doubling down on what applicants and institutions can do to ensure the best chance of success, with ApplyBoard warning that any incomplete or ineligible documentation can be grounds for refusal.